the tower. Every 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
All right, I think we're live. Ayo everybody, I am Braxton Wise. This is Third Copy Studio. We're working on a comic. We, I guess the royal we. I'll do another one, another layer above that. Let's see. Yeah. All right. There are going to be steps here. Except that we need to have something in front of him. Yeah, but I put a lot of work into that leg. This is still going to have a thickness, even if we do it like that. Something like that. Hey yo, Silent, what's up? I'm doing alright. We're working on the bus. Yeah, I think this one's fine. I don't know, I'm just making this up. Don't think that our buses look like this. They did in the 70s. Yes, this is the project right now. I will publish it on globalcomics.com. Right, seats. Right, trying to get myself back on track. Here, it's from my perspective. Let's see. I made a. Oops, I need to change this around. Okay, so here, I sort of hand drew these lines, although they're really not accurate anymore. So that's good. Let's see if we can change that. It will be on globalcomics.com. And I don't know. I guess I have a website. I should be able to put it there too as a PDF download. Why am I drawing on this crap? Alright, hold on. Because I'm losing my... Here. I wanted to... Yeah, this perspective is way off now. So, then what am I going to do? I don't know. Alright, well, we'll have to change this maybe. Am I on the right layer? I'm sure I'm gonna regret this. Let's see. This is, I don't have a cover yet, so we're basically on 1, 2, 3. This is page 4? Yeah. This is the main character. We're just looking at the back of him here. I know it's difficult on, with this light blue stuff going on. See, it might be easier if I take out the seats. Then you can see everyone a little bit better. Which reminds me, I need to move him over. Right. Excuse me, but that was absolutely not the right tool. That shouldn't be happening. Okay, there we go. That was not what I wanted to happen. I need to fix his perspective a little bit. Because I don't want his hat right up against the bleed, because then it'll just trim off right there. I don't want that. Yeah, but if I nudge that over further, yeah, I don't like that. Well, I want him to be more dramatically forward. The problem now is that he's much too large. So, I'm not liking that. He's not where I want him to be. Let's see, how do we change this? Yeah, I don't like that because he keeps getting in the way of her face. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the tangent from the face being there. But that's where he needs to be. I know. Okay, so then... Here. Alright, fine. Fine. Her face keeps getting cut off. She's mad because no one can see her, apparently. Alright, where's the seats? Alright, back to the tedious crap I didn't want to do earlier. Oh wait, let's do... Alright, I'm going to do another perspective line. Let's try something like that. I'm going to do corner to corner, something like that. These will be way off. No. We need a different color. Now I have a center. Right. Okay, so that's not awful. Yeah. It's not awful. Honestly, this is just right in line with our horizon. So right about there. It's gonna be real slight. Alright, let's grab and just redo these with our newly chosen color. Here, we'll just run this all the way out to the edge. There is a perspective ruler, but I don't like using it because it forces all your lines into that here. It forces all your lines into that sort of rigid structure, and I want them to look hand-drawn. I want them to be hand-drawn usually. I don't really like mixing straight clean lines with wiggly hand-drawn lines. Should I do it like that? It doesn't matter, actually. Yeah, it actually makes more sense to be there, like in that direction, though. Here, we'll line this one up here on top of everyone's head, so that way it's a little bit more functional. There. So anyway, doing this was a little bit easier for me than using the perspective rulers. So I'm kind of doing my own sort of perspective later here. You know, the thing that really makes that more possible than it used to be is this, I don't know what they call it, smart shape or something like that. I don't know. But it allows you to do just what I was doing. You can kind of edit the line right there. And it's not a vector. It's just a raster. So I like that. That makes this much easier, and it makes it easier for me to bypass the ruler tool when I'm not really wanting my stuff to be that rigidly drawn. Let's grab some form of blue again, and here we'll just go back to gray. That might be a little bit better. I need a third color. And of course I am on the wrong layer. It should be like a pipe, right? It should be like metal. Like a bent pipe. I think that's better. I don't know how they make them. This is how buses are made in the Knelliverse. There'll be a little gap. I'm thinking it's like a little rounded pipe with this thing as a divider, and then this little thing on the floor, and then there'll be the edge there. Something like that, just so you can see a little bit of something. All right, so I don't really have to draw much of this, do I? So where's the rest of this? This is not needed anymore. That was the old one. Like this. Does it go all the way back? No. Say about like that. I think this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna do a lot of Knell themed merch too. I need a direction to go in for the print on demand merch. And I didn't want to just do random frog stuff. And I know, blasphemy, but yet I was like, you know, people may not be into frogs as much as I am. Strange, I know. There's no accounting for taste. Some people are just psycho. Frog hating psychos. I should use this smart tool that I keep praising so much. Again, I just don't want these things to look, you know, just rigid. Especially when I'm trying to figure out a shape. I want to feel the shape. Instead. And when I ink over this, I'll use that once I have the shape down. But I want to feel the shape while I'm sketching it. I guess, I don't know if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, well, I don't know. I don't know how to help you. Oh, hold on. There. Yeah, that looks about right. These are very rigid seats. Again, I have not been on a bus for ages. So there. She's covering up that whole seat. She got the whole seat. And her, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, I'm not liking this shape. This feels wrong. Now the problem with her is that this seat would it be this low to the ground? I guess. She's kind of back there. And I don't want to mess with that. Come to the other. Hold on. What if we do this first? Here, this is probably how I should be doing it. Like that. And we'll keep it all 2D back here. It is crazy difficult to get these to line up. I don't know, these are the worst bus seats ever. His seat's looking really long as well. Her foot will cover that up. And where's she at? Okay. This lady. Let's see. Oh my gosh, that's awful. Braxton, what are you doing? Literally everyone in the world is watching you. And this is what you do. Alright. That's better. Have to fake out that seat somehow. These are bench seats. Classic. Old-fashioned bench seats. that line back there either. Would we be able to see that? Yeah, I don't know. Because there, that would... How about... something like there. And then... Oh, there, I didn't think about that. I could locate that this way. And then a little edge of the seat just for the moment, and then I'll figure out where. Here. Oh, just some generic shoe. Like this. Hey, woo woo. Welcome in. I don't think I need to draw the rest of the bus. It's a bus. Do I really need to put windows in it right now? You know? Thank you, it is good to be seen. What do you think? Do you think it needs windows? Yeah, it does. Crap. Let's see. Could be one long. Well, yeah, that's what we're looking for. I'm gonna do like one long window. Oh, did I draw him in already? No. What are you sitting on? Nope. Okay, you're on the rough layer. Let's see, get you back in this direction. She is just here to this way. Fix her too. These seats shouldn't be this wonky. It should be more like this. Except that I put this on the wrong layer, so when I was drawing it, okay. Yeah, I am actually. It's not as, the software isn't as buggy as the other one. You know, the driver, which that's literally all it took to win me over. It's just bad software design made me walk away. Unapologetically bad too. Like, also the dongle was not good. I just need to go up further. I cannot see this correctly. Why can't I see this the right way? That's why. That won't even be necessary. Well, these just have to be badly drawn. All right. This is a bag that she's holding, but I don't know how to make this look right. Okay. Who else needs a seat? Yep. Put down the right layer. Weird emo girl back here. Everyone's emo. Okay, so then what do we do? I guess I'm trying to make some kind of silhouettes here. So I just fill all this in. Yeah, I don't know. And this feels like a mess. Just do it all solid. I don't know. It feels like it sucks. But who knows? Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of silhouettes, but I also feel like it looks stupid. Alright, well that would all be black. Solid black. Hey, 100. This was my idea, was to silhouette everyone in the back here. I'm not feeling like it was too successful. Here's the, there, no, I put that all with the same people. Nice. So kind of me to completely mess everything up. Alright, so we'll have to ignore that. Here's lines that I put in for the windows, although you can't see them probably. There. So then how do we do this? Let's put on this regular seats thing. There, just have to fake it. Right? I'm sure the buses there are far more sophisticated. My buses are decidedly low budget. I'm not sure how to do this so that it doesn't look crappy. But I'm failing at it, so fake it till you make it. Okay. This should all be on the seats layer, but for some reason I put it on the people layer. Oh, well, that's wrong. Okay, so I'll do it like this. Something like that. At a distance it looks fine. Actually, no, it doesn't. It looks terrible. But I can't help that. Are you supposed to be in this one? I think you're supposed to be in this seat. Yeah, but then that's his seat. This seat is messed up. Yeah, I think I'll never get this right. So that's just gonna have to look terrible. It would take years for me to sort out all this stupid mess. I'll probably have to actually draw all of it. Very likely. If I can't figure out how to silhouette this and have it not look terrible. Because right now it's just not looking good at all. And of course everything is on the wrong thing again. Wrong layer. As close as that gets to Windows. Really just a small indication, that's about all that's needed, I think. All right. This horrifying thing that has been plaguing me, that I've been avoiding. It's always something, right? Yeah, it's because this had a text thing on it, and I had to import that as a, or export it as a PNG. Okay. Man, I don't want to deal with this tool. I hate using this thing. It's just such an uphill climb. And here I am stumped again. This happens every time I touch every time I touch this tool. I just sit here and stare at the thing. Okay, can't move it. See, this is where we get stuck. This is where we get stuck. Because I want to just be able to to move this immediately, but instead I guess I don't know what. Like, what insane thing do I have to press to actually be able to move this thing? That. Can't we just toggle? Yuck. Alright. That sucks. We're gonna have an awful time. I know, I sound optimistic, right? It's because stuff like this takes the entire day. The entire day is just all gone. Just to figure out one button. Okay, I think I figured out how to make that a default font, so I didn't have to select that every every single time. So is this in points? Like point size, or I don't know. Well, that seems quite large. Because like 14 point was recommended to me, but that would be massive. So I feel like that works only if you're working on oversized stuff, right? I kind of wish it would let me zoom out so I can see what this looks like. Alright, I have to go to my thumbnails. Let's see. Torture, torture, torture. And I can't even read that. Okay. Honestly, the dialogue doesn't even make sense anymore. What's up? Welcome in. I'm trying to work out how to put dialogue boxes in this comic. Alright, well, 14 is way too large for this. If I was working on an oversized piece, probably would be fine. But because I'm working one-to-one, then I should probably just keep it here. So what does she say? I'll probably have to change that dialogue to, is this right? So how do we, it's gonna be quite large. If we do this, can we move this? No, stop that. We need crap. Please don't do that. Don't ever do that. You touch the wrong thing and it punishes. So let's see. But it keeps going away. Why does it keep going away? Okay, it's putting the bubble, and this is really confusing. Actually, because it's putting the bubble and marrying that with the words all in one layer. So how do we move those so that they fit? Touching the wrong thing is punished in an art museum too. You know, you're probably right. Although I've never done that, so I don't really know what kind of punishment one receives. Like, do they come in and just beat you with sticks, or do they say, like, stand right there, I'm calling the police. Justice will be served. Ne'er-do-well. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out how to move these letters, man. So, why? Okay, hold on. If I press this button, apparently, there. Okay. Is it okay to not have a question mark, or, I don't know. Alright, so then, that's in the balloon. You never pawed at the Mona Lisa. Well, look, I had kind of a weird childhood, and my dad, well, I guess not weird, restrictive, and yet unrestrictive, which is weird. Because as a Gen Xer, I was completely left to my own devices at all times, right? However, I wasn't allowed to have toys that weren't educational, so that sucked. And so I developed a lot of hobbies. This is why I have lots of hobbies still, because that was what I did, because there's nothing fun. Hobbies the only educational fun stuff. That's why. So where was I? I was explaining I don't remember what I was explaining. Oh yeah, well I never... Right, so it's complicated. So my dad, of course, would take me to educational things too, right? And he would take me to museums all the time. And this is probably why I became an artist. It's not like I was just naturally drawing all the time as a child. I was just taken to the museum a lot. Art museums. We have a museum near here in KC called the Nelson Atkins, which is a beautiful museum. It's this huge mansion, and turned into like this beautiful art museum, and well, art and history and stuff. So I used to go there all the time, and my dad used to say, because I would say, look, there's these paintings, right? There's like a painting of the water lilies, right? The famous water lilies thing, and and I'm like reading the cards. I would read the cards on all of them, and I became kind of obsessed with all these paintings. And I was like, there's just a rope here, right? Like, this dude painted this all this time ago, right? It's important. What if someone just reached over and touched that? And my dad was like, nah, they just have someone make copies of these things. They never put the real thing on display. It's in a vault somewhere, and somebody just made a copy of it or something. So that's why I never... This is a long story, isn't it? That's why I never touched or tried to touch any of the art, because I was like, well, it's just a copy. It's not even the real thing. It's a long story, wasn't it? Okay, so if we're on this layer, and I've got my navigation buttons up here, okay, and if I press the object, then we can move the bubble and change that. And then if I press the lettering, the font tool, if I hold it just right, because it becomes something different when I pass over it, so I have to be careful. And so then it has to show these little symbols, which are really hard for my old eyes to see. But I think it's alright. Yeah, I don't know why this box is so giant though. We need... Okay, so that's 10 point. And I think Nick said his friend does 14 point, but that would be way too big. This is basically one-to-one output. A lot of comic artists, when they work digitally, they work in the same way they would have when they worked traditionally, and they would use like an 11 by 17 sheet of Bristol. It's really large. It gives them more room to draw. And then later on, it gets scanned and reduced down to the output size, which is much smaller, and that tightens everything up. It cleans up the lines, and it forgives a lot of mistakes. And it makes everything look much better and cleaner. But I'm working purely digitally, and I don't know, I'm still on the fence on whether I want to work one-to-one like I'm doing right now, or if I want to set up like an 11 by 17 panel and do like my custom guides here and see how that works. I already have a couple of templates for like traditional Bristol sheets, Bristol board, poster board, whatever you want to call it. Well, poster board I guess is Bristol, isn't it? It's just a cheap Bristol. Braxton lore. It is Braxton lore. Look, you may not know this, but a lot of this comic will be Braxton lore. But you'll have to sort out which things are real and which things are made up. Art museums are very healing for me. They have to chase me out when they close. You know, I have not been to an art museum as an adult more than once. I went with someone, and so I left when I felt like they were ready. But I would have stayed there. It was another Kansas City Art Institute. They have a no wait, it's not that. It's a KU, I think, has its own little art gallery. I think it's KU that has art gallery, and I went there with somebody and to see an exhibit of an artist's work. It was like, you know, like a serious art gallery, you know, like not the art history museum like the Nelson Atkins, but this is like a modern art thing where they bring in stuff and you could even buy it and that kind of thing. But also, it was neat. I wanted to stay. But I left because I sensed they didn't. Right? Okay. This is basically this part of the stream is just about me figuring out how to do this. I'm gonna tell you, they do not have any serious videos about this stuff on YouTube. So one thing is, when I finally get off my butt and start making YouTube videos, my goal is to make tutorials about how to use this particular software and actually focus in on the crap that everyone glosses over, the stuff that I had to struggle to figure out since nobody seems to want to explain it the right way, because they don't understand it either. That's what I've discovered. They also don't understand it. That's why they're glossing over it and they're editing to make it look like they figured it all out and they're trying to teach you this thing, but really they have no clue what they're doing. Kind of like me right now. I think this is okay. So if I want, so I have this, I don't know if I have a thing to show everyone. I have it on paper right now. I don't think I've, did I upload anything to the Discord about my sort of thumbnailing system? I may have. I don't know, it's probably too far back for me to search for, but I came up with this way of thumbnailing this stuff so I could write out the dialogue as well, and I even diagrammed where the boxes would be. So this is kind of what I'm looking at. I keep stopping to figure out where these dialogue bubbles are. I kind of position them and then I write out the dialogue, not inside of them, but next in a box next to everything. I know it sounds like a lot of extra time, but it's actually, it works better for me to do it this way. So we're just checking. So how do I move this whole thing at once? Can you hear my paper? Let's see. How do I move this over all at one time? Can I move the whole thing? Didn't I? Okay, what if I moved this? Did it move when I moved the, Yes, alright, good. Yes! Is this the express or the local? Okay, so this is the conversation. This is the first actual conversation in the comic, and then we're on like page 4, 5. But that's readable, right? Okay. Is the express or the local? And then I have these boxes diagrammed and I have let numbers on them so I know where the dialogue lines are. The reason I do it in a whole separate box next to the thumbnail is because that way when I erase the dialogue, I'm not erasing my drawing. So that way I can just erase with reckless abandon and write new dialogue. I do it handwritten so that it takes up space in the same way it will in the comic as well. That way I'm kind of feeling out about how many words to put in each bubble, roughly about the amount of space it takes to make these letters and get these bubbles in. Okay, so we need a tail, right? And there's going to be a second bubble. What does she say, though? I cannot see. I cannot read my own handwriting. Well, it's because I'm in the dark right now. Okay, I might have to turn on another light. It just makes it a bit too hot in the house. Adds extra heat. Or it makes me feel like it's adding extra heat. It's only like an LED lamp, but I swear I feel heat coming off this thing. Let's see. Also, why is the AC not kicking on? Let me kick on the AC. There we go. Yes. There we go. That's a little bit better. Is this the express or the local? I might be on the wrong bus. Alright, so she needs an extra bubble. Paper ASMR. I think they're banning ASMR channels. Or something on YouTube. Isn't that weird? Or awesome? Sorry, I meant to say awesome. I shouldn't say that because, you know, to each their own. Okay, how did I want those tails to go? Let's try and add a tail. Is that the tail box? Tail box. Okay, we have these up here, but also... there. It selects that from over here, so that's good. Thought balloon tail? Oh, that's the ones with the dots, I think. Okay, so how do we do that? Oh, look at you. Is that okay, or should it curve? Does anyone have an opinion on that? It's okay if not. It's okay if you do have a violently one-sided opinion as well. It's okay. Vehemently. How do we manipulate this tool thing? Nope, no. Oh, I see though, we can move this thing around if we're careful. Alright. How do we... like, is it okay for it to be like that? Let's try again. I kind of want it to curve. Well, the problem that I'm getting with this is where it connects. How do we get that to connect fluidly to the bubble? I guess we don't, right? Like maybe we just go from up here above. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's what we do. I have to go inside the edge of it. And then it just cuts through. Because I think what it's doing is it's adding like a fill color. You turn that off. No. Did it remove the fill color? Well, I don't like that. Oh, I bet that's from before. Right? Yeah, because I think I erased all that out. Okay, how am I going to fix that? Well, it's just a rough, so it's fine. Yeah, but I need something there. That's right. That won't matter, though. Well, I know it'll bug me. Okay, fine. Let's grab the brush then. My coffee brush. Here, let's do. It's all back there somewhere. There we go. Use the tool, Luke. I'm not sorry. How do I make that curve, though? For some reason, I want this to curve. But maybe it's fine that it doesn't. Alright, so I want another word bubble. What is this? Oh, I have another one. Okay, before we do anything, let's check for other other anomalies. Yep, that all got messed up too. How did all that get slid over? Alright, we have to fix all this because otherwise it's going to drive me crazy. Okay, let's use our newly minted skills here. Ooh, neat. It'll pop out like that too. Good. That's right. That's why it has a backing. I need one here, here, and here. Why don't we have a like a word bubble thing over here? Oh, I think I have a thing for that. Yes. No, that's not the right one. Yeah, I don't think I have a button for that, do I? Yeah. I just named it something stupid. Okay, which one are we on? There. No. There. Yeah, I don't know about that. How do I move that? I don't want to do that. So that's bad. Welcome in. It's good to see you. I'm trying to figure out how to use this this tool. We were just working on some comic pages. How do I make a second one? What if I... Actually, I don't know. I want to make a balloon that connects to another balloon. Except I don't like that. There. Yeah, I don't get why it doesn't create another balloon on the same level. Or same layer. So I create another one, but then it creates its own thing. I'm not getting that. It creates its own layer, but it didn't earlier. Crap. This is how it ends up doing that, because I keep missing and not quite touching this thing. I don't get it. It's really strange it's changing this font style or font size. It didn't do that before. Why is it doing it now? What did I have this at? 10? I don't know. That's why. Because somehow it reverted to the wrong thing. Let me see. This definitely isn't working the way I want it to. These layers are finicky. Well, the tool is finicky. Oh crap. It keeps okay, that sucks because I keep trying to get this to recognize like a normal font and it won't. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing. Yeah, I don't know. This tool is very confusing. I really don't get it. Somehow this worked, but nothing else does. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not certain why it's doing that. But if I'm above a regular layer, then it skips that layer and creates another layer of its own. Why do they make this so difficult? And it moves everything. I cannot move them independently, and I can't. The only way to get it to make a separate layer where I can move them, because I want this one to cut into this one. Like they're stacked. But the only way to do that is to go through making a separate layer for it. But the only way to make it do a separate layer is to yet make another layer to force it to make yet another layer, and then I have to go back and delete the other layer. So there's got to be a way that we can do that without trying to force it or trick it into making another layer by making another layer. It sounds like I'm repeating the same thing, but we're both making an extra layer, apparently. Is there some instructions for this tool over here? I don't know. For now, I feel like there is no way to do it. Well, I don't know what that means. It's too complicated, so skip it. We'll have to brute force it, I guess. But I don't know, I just can't get over the fact that I have to force another layer. That does not seem right. It seems pretty messed up, actually. Yeah, I don't like that at all. That really sucks. It seems restrictive in something that's literally made for making comics, and then it's this horrible, awful experience of trying to get around the clunk because there's so much of it. That's literally all we would be able to do. I kind of want to stack them. That's gonna look stupid. Man, I really do not want that down here. I mean, I don't want all that to be on one layer. This next one. You can't even decide where these things go without, like, you kind of have to move them around. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, but I want to keep making new balloons though, or new layers. Yeah, I hate that. I really hate that. Okay, well, it'll be back to the drawing board. I'll have to spend a lot of time staring at this thing and trying to figure out what to do. Because I don't want to have to do this. I have to induce a new layer by making a new layer. I really kind of hate that. Like, that seems like the biggest waste of time ever. So now I have 1, 2, 3 completely empty layers. So that's useless. I will have to fix this on some other day, because it's just too frustrating sitting here melting my brain over it. That is going to be it for me. Thank you very much for hanging out. I'm going to have to spend several more days stuck on the same page. I will be back next week.